everyone, and welcome back to our continued playthrough of Dragon Warrior II for the Nintendo Entertainment System. In this video, I'm going to show you how to get two very important items, the Helmet of Erdrick and the water flying clothes for the Princess of Moonbrook. So as you can see, we are starting out in Tantagal Castle, and we take a look at our inventory here. As you can see, our statuses are basically the same, been holding steady for a little while now. Just because right now in this part of the game we're focused on getting some better inventory, weapons, armor, equipment, stuff like that. So as you can see, we have our items here. We have our 3 people. We have basically all of our keys. Now we are going to go ahead and head out of the castle and back to a familiar shrine from the first Dragon Warrior. So as you recall in one of my earlier videos, we got the token of Erdrick from Middenhall Castle. It's hidden in one of the treasure chests that you use a golden key to open. We have to use this item, as similar to Dragon Warrior 1, to trade for the Helmet of Erdrick. So we're going to come down to the southern shrine. This is the same shrine from 100 years ago, and it looks basically the same minus the portal in the back. This guy's been waiting. He basically trades us. Now as you can see, instead of the token of Erdrick, we now have the Helmet of Erdrick. So we're going to give that to the hero, and we will go ahead and equip him with it. So as you can see, again, I haven't really been buying any kind of stuff for anyone lately, just because of the layout of the way the game progresses, where you can get pretty strong armor without having to go out and spend a lot of money. So we're just going to go ahead and fight these guys off. Now our next step is we need to go ahead and visit the village of Tuhn. That's T-U-H-N. That is a bit of a challenge to get to, and it's a little bit confusing as well. So I may actually end up getting lost the first time, but if I do, we can always just cast return and do it again. Not technically strong enough to get there yet, but I'm going to use the tried and true method of being conservative in my fighting to see if I can make it there. We actually need to go there twice in this video to get the water flying clothes. So in the first visit, we need to give the guy standing inside of a small house 2 items, the dew yarn and the magic loom. And we give him those 2 items, and he will make us the water flying clothes for the princess. And that is the best armor in the game for her. I've already got one of the best weapons for her, Staff of Thunder, which was again acquired from Middenhall Castle earlier. So we're just going to go ahead and enchant Repel here to keep these enemies away for a little while, and we're going to get on our way. So right now I'm using Tantagal Castle as just kind of my base of operations for saving and stuff like that, just because of its proximity to the places I need to go to. So we're just going to head out this way now, and we go north along the side of the continent. As you remember, there is the Lake Cave from the beginning, and you can just recast Repel over and over again. This just keeps the fighting down, obviously. Repel only works on monsters that are weaker than you, so if you use it in an area where they're stronger, you'll still get attacked. And I use it pretty sparingly at this point. So we're going to head out now. We need to go and pick up the Magic Loom, which I'm going to show you how to do. To do that, we need to find the village of Zahan, which is on a small island which we've been to in the previous video, but it's a little difficult to find, and sometimes I get lost. So you use the points on the map as a reference. In the northeast corner of the map are those two little islands. You can use them, and then once you get kind of centered on them, you can just go north, and that will bring you to the island with this town on it. You'll see I'm a little lost here, so I'm kind of just going around and trying to find my bearings. Once I find my bearings, we'll get back on track, and then we can get our visit locked in here. This happens once in a while. You're trying to look for an island that's 4 or 5, blocks wide and in this vast ocean. It's a little bit of a pain sometimes. When I was a kid, I used to leave the map out that came with the game, but I don't have that anymore, obviously. And I try and do these games without using any kind of cheats, maps, strategy guides, nothing found online. I'm doing it all from memory. So that's why you'll find that I, once in a while, make a mistake like this and get completely lost, and just have to realign myself and get back on track. Just gonna keep casting repel here. Right now, at this point in the game, I'm not interested in leveling up or anything like that. I'm just trying to focus on the task at hand of getting better weapons and armor for my party. My focus right now is the hero and the Princess of Moonbrook. Later on, I'll focus on the Prince of Canuck, but right now he's okay. So we're just going to keep traveling here, and there is the northern continent, 2 islands that I was referencing. So now we're going to go back up, which then will basically bring you to the southeastern part of the world map, because while the map looks like a rectangle, in reality it's round, and will bring us to our town, which we should be coming across it right now. Here it is. So we're going to go ahead inside, and for good measure, maybe we'll stay at the inn here. So what we need to do now is, and this part is a little bit hard to do without step guard, but we're going to go ahead and do it anyway. So the princess will probably die here, but that's okay, because again, it's worth it to get what we're going to get. So I have no way to stop hurting here, so I'm just going to take some steps, heal, take some steps, heal, and keep my party alive to get up to that upper left prison door there. We only have to get there. We can cast outside when we're done to leave. So, as you can see, we're fighting our way in, and Gwen has died, which is okay. It's hard to tell every time you hit step guard poison here, the numbers of that hit points it takes away seems to differ. So it's hard to extrapolate how much magic hit points she's going to lose. Everybody's going to lose. But as long as I keep me alive, that's really all I care about right now. So we're going to go ahead and complete this walk. And just for good measure, heal both of us, because I forget if the prince takes a hit when he steps 1 step forward. He does. So we're going to go ahead and transfer this key to a non-deceased party member. And we're going to go ahead and open this door. And here we have the Magic Loom. This is the second item needed to get Princess Glayland's strongest armor / clothing. That's right, outside doesn't work, so I'm just going to go ahead and chant return, which in turn takes us back to Tantagal Castle. Now, my main reason for staying at Tantagal Castle right now is twofold. 1, it's cheap to stay at the inn, and 2, it's right kind of where I want to be to get to the village of Toon. It's not the easiest, but it's also the quickest, because I can cut through the Dragon's Horn to get there. So we're going to go ahead and say no here, we don't need anything else. For good measure, we're going to go stay at the inn. So as you can see, the princess did perish in that adventure, but it was worth it because we now have the items needed to get her final armor. Now, getting to Toon is very challenging, and I may have to attempt it more than one time just because of the work effort involved, and the fighting is hard. The guys can beat you up and kill you pretty quickly, especially if you don't run. So for good measure, we're going to go ahead and save. So we actually have to go to Toon, give the guy the 2 items. He's going to say, okay, I need some time to make it. Now there's 2 outcomes. One, you can stay at the inn, and when you come back to him, he's done. Or the other option is you have to actually save the game, quit, restart the game, and then go back and see him, which means 2 trips to the town. It's all variants on what you get. There's no picking, choosing. It's whatever you get and however this algorithm was made. I've had both happen. The inn version is usually rarer. So here we are at Tantagal Castle. We're going to start on our journey now. And let's see how we do. This is journey number 1. So we are going to head south here and navigate through the island here. And then we're going to head west, and we'll go over to the leftmost continent and basically cut through the Dragon's Horn. Now, as you remember, we got the yarn from the Dragon's Horn. It was on the 3rd floor of that northern tower right there. So we're going to cut through here and then head south. I like fighting Man-O-Wars. They give pretty good golden experience. So we're going to go ahead and just knock these guys out. Pretty easy, as you can see. So we're going to head south now. And what we're looking for is a little river that leads inland from the ocean. And it's a bit of a maze inside. It's not difficult, but it's very easy to go the wrong way the first time you do it, as you will see, because it looks like it all leads you to the same place, but it really doesn't. So as you can see, we are coming up on the mountain range, surrounding the area of interest. And we'll keep heading south a little bit. And you will see that there is an inlet. So we're going to go ahead and fight off these ghost mice. If you use the Staff of Thunder as an item, it will automatically cast Infernos on any monsters on the field. So that's a great way to save magic points. I try to use it as many times as I remember, which is not often enough. So here we are at the mouth of the river. As you can see, there's some shallow waters, which the ship cannot go in. But our focus today is up top. We will alleviate those shallow waters later on with a item needed that gets us to the moon tower. So we're going to just navigate up through here. Now, 2 ways to go here. One is to the left, this is to the right. I unfortunately chose the right on this time, which was a mistake, and I did not recall right away. So I spent some time wandering around here, dodging these guys. These guys, again, I'm not strong enough to really fight these guys off. At this point, the hero is, but really nobody else is. So I'm going to, for good measure, cast Repel, but it's not going to work. This area is ripe with metal slimes and metal babbles, but they always run away. So it's difficult to actually get a fight with them that you can win. Sometimes you get lucky, and then you gain, like, a super amount of experience. I'm going to just go ahead and run from these guys, because as you'll see, they'll beat us up pretty hard here. And I'm trying not to die, but this may not go well. It only takes usually 2 hits to kill Gwen and Tally at this point in this area. But again, this is worth the, I see this could be a problem. Good, I'm able to run. So I'm on the complete wrong side here. I need to get over onto that other side. So I should have taken the ship up the river a little more. And I may just have to actually go ahead and start this over again to here, because I probably just screwed up pretty bad. So we're going to go ahead and run from this. Trying to run as much as possible. See, I'm still kind of wandering around here lost. Because it's been, again, like I said, 30 years since I played this game. So I'm doing it all by memory. I'm thinking, oh, I'll go down this way. That takes you. It doesn't. That's why I'm stopped here. I'm thinking about which way to go. I'm right back where I started and came in. So at this point I figured out that my area of attack was wrong here. And unfortunately I'm going to pay for it. Because I'm going to get stuck. I have a feeling somebody's going to get killed quick here because these guys are just way too powerful. But again, it's worth the risk to get the water flying clothes, cloth, whatever they call it, for the princess, because it's the strongest armor in the game for her, and every little bit helps with her. So I'm thinking I'm just going to have to double back and do this again here. Because I'm pretty sure I'm lost. So let's just figuring out what I'm going to do here. Do I want to return? Do I want to keep trying? I wish I remembered the exact way to get there. But let's see if I can just fight my way back. See, these guys are so hard, especially if you can't run like this. This may be the end of me right away. They guys steal, they do everything. They steal magic points, they increase their defense, you name it, they do it. And they can beat you up pretty hard. To the point that they're probably going to kill me. As you can see, I'm basically in trouble. Pretty hard trouble here, so we're just going to see what I can do here, but I'm feeling I'm dead. I am. So, that's okay. It happens. We will be brought back to Tantagal Castle, and I have to revive my 2 party members. I know now what I'm supposed to do. When I come down there, I need to take that river and take it a little higher up, and then go along the eastern side, up and around to Toon. So I'm going to bring back the prince and princess. Again, it's going to cost me some money, but at this point I'm not concerned about gold. Just focused on item retrieval here. So let's bring Gwen back to life. We hear our usual music. And no. Now I need to go stay at the inn for good measure. And then we're going to try this again. The one thing I was thinking about while I was playing this is if Tantagal is now this big castle, and they've grown considerably, what happened to the town that used to be a little village town? I guess it got consumed by the castle. The same thing for the town up in the northwestern continent, Galen, or whatever the name of the town was from the first one. That town's totally gone. And I guess they just, programmers just wrote it out of the game. Probably didn't think it was worth to even have. Would have been nice for like the nostalgia aspect of it, but I guess it didn't really lead to anything, so they just removed it. So now we're going to go back that way again. Go back the same path. We'll cut through the dragon horn, and this time we should do it correctly. So you're going to see this another time after this, at least at a minimum, because we have to come back again to actually pick up our armor once it's been made. So we're going to head and cast Repel again, and just follow our way down the coastline here. Past the desert. We walked all this way earlier in the game after we left Hamlin. So now we're coming down to the area in question again, and we're going to go back into the inlet and work our way up north as far as we can. And this time we're going to go to the eastern part. Oops, got out too early. Bet you I'll get attacked as soon as I get in the ship. Oh, I didn't. So, cast Repel again. Repel is going to stop working at some point. This time we're going to go all the way up and get out on the left side here and follow this path. This is the way I'm supposed to go. I remember this now. So we need to just run from these guys. because again, I'm not really strong enough to beat them. You have to watch for poison, and I think these guys even can put you to sleep. But hopefully we get lucky. I would love to just run into metal slimes and metal babbles all the time. I would fight them to no end. I'll come back here eventually when I'm ready to start getting up levels again, which is going to be soon. So we're going to go ahead and follow around here. Yes, I remember this now. I see some familiar guys. These guys are pretty easy. They give me a nice little break here. I'm actually tempted to fight them. Yeah, why not? These guys are from the area around Hammond, so they're pretty easy. Go ahead and just kill these guys. And we're just going to continue to head down here. Cutting through this little hilly area, through the forest. There's the village we've been working our way towards twice now. So we're going to go ahead and go in. We're just going to run from these guys again. And for good measure, I'm just going to heal up here because I don't want to die at this point. That would stink. Alright, so I think we're okay. Let's see if we can make it. And we did not. Fight again. Ah, gold orc. So we're going to go ahead and we'll fight this guy. He's not that hard. Just for good measure, we'll put him to sleep too. Have him sweet dreams for a little bit. He hits pretty hard. So I don't remember what this guy actually gives in terms of resources, and gold and armor and experience. But let's find out. Spells obviously don't seem to work. He's got pretty good defense, but the heroes' armor is pretty good. Weapons, they give a lot of gold, so that's good. So we're going to go ahead in now, and we have arrived. This village is the village of Toon, and it's basically surrounded by trees. So, we have our usual stuff, item shop, weapon shop. Our place in question we want to go to is that little house right here. So we're going to go down here, use the golden key to open, I don't know who's holding it this time. Gwen has it. We're going to go ahead and open this door. And we talk to this guy. We give him the items. And he says, please come back in a day or so. So again, like I was saying before I died on my way here, there's two ways you can handle this. Sometimes you can just stay at the inn and start the pack up again and go talk to him and he'll give it to you. Other times you have to go out and fight. Other times you have to save the game and reset. The accepted one lately has been to stay at the inn and then go back, save, quit, and then come back again. That's what the accepted stance is from everybody who's ever played this game, but I've gotten both ways to work. So we're just going to try both ways here. Ooh, sorcerers. As you can see, they've got Hargon's symbol on them, so you know they're slightly stronger. As you can see. And we're just going to go ahead and run from this guy. Hopefully Tally doesn't die. Good, they wasted their round. And, gonna go ahead and run away here. And we're gonna keep working our way back and talking to him. And we will see if he gives us the item in question. I'm gonna stay at the inn one more time. If this doesn't work, I will go back and save the game at Tantagal, quit, and then restart the game. So, one of the things in this town that I remembered while I was here is there actually is a fourth key that I completely forgot about, and that is the Watergate key, which is hidden in Welgarth. And we need that key to actually progress further in the game at a certain point, and I completely forgot that the key even existed. So in the next video, we'll probably go and get that key. For now, I think our best bet is we're going to have to go save and restart the game, and then we should be able to get the water flying clue. So let's head back to Tantagal Castle at this point. I think that's where we're going to go. And save, quit, and then restart the game. Just to see if there's I'll just cast. I was going to buy the Wing of the Wyvern, but I'm just going to cast the spell. Trying to get rid of a couple of items here that I don't need. Lottery tickets, I usually just dump them. I don't know why I even keep them. Let's see what Talia has to sell. Medical herb, just get rid of these things. Again, like I said, I hate about this game is the item structure. It's so bad. You can barely carry anything. And you have to sell things, move things around all the time. And it's just an annoying part of the game. Especially when you get so many keys and all these stuff. So we're going to go ahead now, go back outside. And I'm going to just go back in again. Try it one more time. But I'm sure he's not going to give us it. And if he doesn't, we're just going to say, okay, the heck with it. And go back and save our game, quit it, and restart. So we're going to stay at the inn one more time. Again, I don't think this is going to work. Usually it works by this point. But we'll try. Gotta reopen the door again. I never remember who I give the key to, and it's always the same person. So, here he is, and he still hasn't finished. So let's go back to Tantagal Castle, save our game, and we'll go from there. I think that's the best bet at this point, so we're going to go ahead and do a return here. And it will automatically bring us back to the last castle we saved, which in this case is Tantagal. So we're going to go ahead in and save and quit our game. Now for those who are interested, what I did here to allow you to see the saving and quitting is I basically broke this into two videos. There's this video, which comprises the first 29 minutes, and then I stopped the recording, took a little break, and then started up the second video, started recording, and then I merged the two together using a common video editor to make it all one seamless video for easier to keep track of. So as you can see, here's the restart. And we're just going to continue our quest. And now we're going to head back to Toon again for the third time. And it won't be the last either. And we're going to go ahead and get on our way here. So we'll do a quick status check again like I always do. We've got everybody's all in good order. Gwen has room to hold some stuff, which is okay, which is what we care about. Obviously we need room in our inventory. It becomes a big thing in this game, part of the game, as you start to get so many items. By the time you get towards the end of the game, you've got everybody with their items, their armor, their shields, their helmets. Then you have to get the Charm of Rubus, the Eye of Malroth, all these different things to get to go through the Cave of Roan. You start to run out of room to keep items, and they don't give you bags or anything like that. You can't probably store anything on the ship either. So, it is what it is. It's just, I never liked the item structure in this game. I think if I remember Dragon Warrior 3, it got better. Even though Dragon Warrior 3 took place before this game. But, yeah. So we're going to cast Repel and head back on the same way we were heading before. Keep working our way through. Working our way around. We'll go through the Dragon's Horn again. And once we get through the Dragon's Horn, we'll head down the continent and continue on our path back to Toon. Oops. Cast Repel again, just for good measure. Got attacked. And we'll just knock this guy out. One hit should do him in. 2 hits. He's Mirror War is dead. And we're going to keep working our way down now. So I know this seems like a lot of work for just a piece of armor, but this is the best armor in the game for the princess, which helps immensely when you get farther on in the game and you need her to always be alive. For example, when you go through the Cave of Roan, when you fight Hargon and places like that, we want to be as strong as possible, obviously. Ironically, Hargon's castle is not even that hard. The hardest part, I think, of the game is the cave. Getting through Roan Cave is pretty big. So we're going to go ahead and just knock these guys out here. I'll try to fight a little. I try to be conservative in my fighting at this point in the game, just to try and stay alive. Especially when I'm getting, obviously, as you saw, getting to Toon is difficult. But we only have to do it 2 more times. So we're just going to go ahead and heal here. When I was playing this game the one time, I remember working my way back to Toon, getting all the way almost there, and I used the prince to heal, and I accidentally hit return. And I was not happy when it brought me all the way back to Tantagal. So I had to go back and do it all over again. Because they don't really, once you hit return, it sends you on your way. You don't get a chance to stop it. So here we are back at the river again. We're just going to head north and do this little path over again. We're going to go ahead and run from these guys. Oops, gotta get back on the ship. It's so easy to do that in this game. I think these guys let me run. They do. So we're going to continue to head back up the river. Healing for good measure. Again. Oops. It's so easy to hit with this funky Nintendo controller. So let's go ahead now and get out here again. And we're going to head north. Running as whenever possible. Cast Repel, but I know it's not going to work. And we're definitely going to go ahead and run from these guys. And we're going to head east. These guys aren't that hard. I'll probably run from him, obviously, right away. And we'll follow the water here. Back down south through this hilly area. Through the forest. And we're almost to Toon. We can make it. I know we can. Uh-oh. These kind of fights take forever when these things happen. You get all these healers. Now, I could have fought this battle and just cast Infernos on the healers. I would have killed them pretty quick, but that orc can beat us up pretty hard, and I don't want to risk that one of the 2 of them die. So I'm just going to keep trying to run here. And we finally ran away, so now let's go heal our 2. Go ahead and heal them, and they are healed. And we're going to continue our way through the trees, around the lake, down around the mountains, through the hills, and off to Grandma's house. Alright, not really. We're back at Toon. So we're going to go talk to the guy again, and after all this, he should give us the armor that we need. So we're going to go ahead and use the golden key. Open the door here. And we're going to talk to this guy. Ah, yes, he has finished. So now let's equip the princess with the water flying cloth. And we can see what it changes to her defensive power from 43 to 58. That is very good. That's a magnitude of like 20% or something like that for her. So we are basically done with Toon at this point. We do have to come back here once we have the Watergate key to do a couple of other things, but we are not at that point yet. So I'm going to go ahead and leave. And actually I might go back in for but I don't need to, I can get it in Enchanted all. So I'm going to go ahead and save now, and we'll go stay at the inn first. And we're going to save for good measure. And in our next video, I'm going to do two things. I'm going to attempt to get the Sword of Erdrick, which is the strongest sword in the game for the hero, and go recover the Watergate key from Welgarth, which I completely forgot about. So, thank you everyone for watching this video and bearing with me while I went back and forth to Toon 3 times. Please like and subscribe to the channel, and the next video will be coming soon. Thank you everyone.